Time for Ask the Lawyer with our friend and attorney for the injured, Bruce L. Shiner. Would you please help me welcome Bruce to the program this morning? Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How you doing?
Fantastic. How about you?
Well, I'm still surviving this pandemic, and we're still working remotely, but we're taking care of our clients and anyone who calls and needs our help.
That's great to know, because here's somebody, I've got a question sitting in front of me, who obviously needs help. And it's not a situation where they have to wait until things calm down with the pandemic. If you've been injured in some way, you can get some help right now.
That's right. We're here and we're ready to help.
Okay.
We're manning the phones and doing whatever we need to help.
Everybody in the family staying healthy?
Yes, they are. Thank God.
Yeah. Any more cases, positive test cases in the office, or has that been clean?
No, that's pretty clean. We're
Good.
pretty lucky.
Good. Glad to hear that. Nowadays, you just don't know from one day to the next, do you?
No, you don't. It's pretty crazy out there.
Well, let me get to the question so you've got enough time to throw some thoughts out there for whoever wrote this, okay?
Okay.
All right, it says, my girlfriend was walking across 41 in the crosswalk a half hour before sundown. As she crossed, she was struck by a company's truck. The driver is claiming that the sun blocked his vision and he didn't see my girlfriend. The company claims they're not responsible because the sun was in the driver's eyes and blocked his view. My girlfriend sustained severe injuries and was hospitalized for 2 weeks. Our insurance company says I only have limited coverage, but not nearly enough to cover her medical bills. What can we do? Seems like there's a lot going against this couple if you just take it at face value, but I bet Bruce has got some constructive thoughts on the subject. What do you say?
Well, they need to call a experienced personal injury lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
This is a crazy defense. I've handled many cases with the same fact pattern over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when you're driving in thick fog.
Right.
You don't go 60 miles an hour. If you can't see, you have to go slow enough so you can see and protect the public.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an excuse. It's not a legal defense that, hey, the sun was in my eyes, so I ran over somebody. Imagine if that was your child or your neighbor's child.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it gets me very angry when someone uses that as a defense. It's their duty to drive safely. It's their duty to slow down and drive within the limits of their vision.
You never want to overdrive what you can see, and that holds true for fog or sunshine or rain. We've got a lot of rain this time of year, that kind of thing. Bruce, isn't it fairly common, though, for, say, an insurance company to immediately deny a claim off of something so ridiculous?
Well, unfortunately, insurance companies try to do whatever they can to get out of a situation instead of fessing up and accepting liability.
The part I didn't understand, he says, our insurance company says I only have limited coverage. How would his insurance company affect the girlfriend's injuries?
Well, I assume they're referring to the girlfriend's insurance, and they would have personal injury protection, the $10,000 benefits paid towards medical bills. They may have some medical payment coverage, but for serious injuries, that doesn't go anywhere near to be able to cover them.
I mean, a 2-week hospital stay doesn't even begin to cover that. I was in for a month last year, and I still am paying off some enormous bills. So, yeah, they're in a bad way financially, but there is hope, though, is what you're saying.
Well, there's more than hope. I think they have a good case.
Okay.
While you could tell I get very angry when I hear that defense.
Right.
I feel blessed when I get a client with those fact patterns because, Katie barred the door. We're going to make a good recovery for her.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, I don't like to hear you get angry because I don't want to raise your blood pressure. But if you get angry, I know you're really going to fight for me on this,
That's for sure. And, You don't have to worry about my blood pressure. So
No,
really well under control.
Yes, it is. From the guy who runs and does all kinds of workout programs. You really are something else. Well, Bruce, I thank you for weighing in on this, and I'm sure it brings a sigh of relief if they can reach out to a legal professional, and the sooner the better on that, right?
That's for sure. It's always the sooner the better, because we need to get our investigators out and investigate the scene and see what else, might be necessary.
Talk to witnesses. Witnesses' memories start to fail after time, that kind of thing. So,
yeah, and photograph the scene. You never know what, was left on the scene that might be helpful. So,
right.
The earlier you get to a lawyer and he could get his team out there working, the better it is.
Sounds good. Thank you again for weighing in today. Always a pleasure to talk to you because we learned so much, Bruce. And I look forward to talking to you next week.
Hey, Todd, it's my pleasure, and I want you to know I already got my 2 miles in this morning.
I figured you were going to have something to add. And good for you. More power to you, Bruce.
Okay, thank you, Todd.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
2 miles. An amazing man, an amazing legal talent, and he and his associates remain ready to help you. If you have any legal problems whatsoever, give them a call. The Port Charlotte office number is 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. Tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.